Everybody, thanks for watching. And just a quick reminder that the Consciousness series is still available, also available on flash drive. A lot of you guys are having storage issues with the download. So if you want a custom flash drive with a certain amount of videos on it, just email me at therealmerkabah@gmail.com and let me know what you want. Somebody will take care of it for you guys. And I just want to get into this video. A lot of people was talking about the last video, got a lot of questions from a lot of people in regards to the consciousness, carbon, and matrix of reincarnation video. And I put that out a while ago. A lot of people slept on it, and a lot of people are beginning to see it now and understand what it was talking about. So a lot of people didn't realize that matrix is a biblical word. You know, matrix is biblical. It's in the Bible. A couple of verses, Exodus, you can find it. Also in Numbers, which we'll talk about in the Numbers biblical series DVD coming up. And matrix is a biblical word that comes from the Hebrew word rakem or rachem, however you want to pronounce it, which means womb. So now you understand why it was called carbon, melanin, and the matrix of reincarnation, womb of reincarnation. So when you start to put it together, as I pointed out in that video, you know, they really didn't reveal what it was really about, the matrix, until the third one, to the last one, when Ramachandra comes up and he says his name, you know, I'm Ramachandra, and that basically gave it all away, as I talked about. And, you know, Ramachandra is basically the reincarnation of Vishnu, Rama, Vishnu, and he is in fact the seventh avatar of Vishnu. So Ramachandra deals with reincarnation, and remember, he was saying his job was the power plant systems manager of the recycling plant, the facility. So basically, he was in charge of recycling the souls and bodies of the people from the matrix. So again, when you understand that whole part, when they show the power plant and the people are plugged in, you got to ask yourself a couple questions. One, you know, if people were just dying normally, basically dying, we understood in the matrix the machines was using the people as a power source. So you can't have people just dying. That, you know, there's your power source, it's gone. So if you die and the energy leaves and goes, you know, wherever, you know, what is going to be repowering the system. So we know there was growing people. So, you know, to have a person needs a soul, a spirit. So that energy was being put back into the babies and, you know, so on and so forth. You know, his job was basically to handle that process, to recycle the energy, the souls, to reincarnate the people, to bring them back. And, you know, into a new body and what have you, to keep the matrix, you know, powered and keep it going. And there's a lot more to that, as we talked about in the video. And you also have to really think about the end of the Matrix Revolution when they basically have a truce. And you got to think about it and ask yourself, well, you know, how can they have a truce? If the machines are dependent on the energy of the people, how can they unplug them all? You know, what would happen to the machines? And there's a lot more you have to really get into when you understand that part. It has a lot to do with universal law. If you read the comic books, the Matrix series, you can kind of point that out, reading the comic books and how that really touch on universal law. Because as I talk about, you know, what they're doing is not illegal. What they're doing is in accordance with universal law. We are all agreeing on this whole system that we are under, and it's legal according to universal law. So the whole thing is, you know, if we just said stop, we don't want it no more, or we figured it out, you know, they would have to go another route. And it's the same thing basically with the matrix. When you understand the people that's being plugged in, you had the agents there, you know, so the agents was basically there to, you know, detect any issues with the matrix, any problems. And if basically somebody was to wake up, was to see something, you see what happens. They become unplugged. You know, they wake up and see, you know, what's really going on, and they basically recycle right then and there. And that's basically what happens, you know. But that was basically only happening to the people who Morpheus and Trinity was waking up. And that's the whole parable behind that. People who are waking up, who are becoming unplugged, are waking up to find out what the world really is and what's really going on. And it's, you know, it's mind blowing. So just like in That's Gay in the Bible and Christianity finally explained, you know, it goes back to the womb. Same thing with the matrix, is going back to the womb and understanding what that really is about. You know, Latin, mother in Latin is mater. So matter became mother. So it makes sense that all matter, which we know as the physical matter, comes from the mother, mom, the womb, the matrix. So when you look at the whole parable of the matrix and what's going on, and you have to understand that you got in the matrix because of your mother. You came from the womb. That's how you got here. So again, as I was talking about with Jesus in the Bible saying the kingdom of heaven is basically the woman's womb. You have to be born again. Everything that we see going all the way back to ancient Kemet is talking about the woman. Plain and simple, the woman's womb and how you got here. And when I talked about Maria Gambuda's books and her pointing out the fact that we had a whole, centuries of this planet being inhabited by only women and men later coming along, it makes you really understand what happened and what's really going on as I talk about in these videos. But, a lot of people are not putting together those connections and understanding the importance of meditation and how it plays a major role in all of this. So I put everything basically that, you need to really understand about consciousness and energy in that consciousness series. So definitely take advantage of that. Those are basically the main videos I have out now touching on consciousness and energy. So I get a lot of questions about reincarnation and energy and consciousness and meditation. Take advantage of that series. I don't want to be like when a person asks me a question, I don't want to have to always say, hey, go buy this DVD or go buy that DVD and make it, make people think it's all about money. I answer a lot of questions, but I'm seeing a lot of the same questions and I can't answer them all. And I try my best to put what I can out on YouTube, and I put the information out for people to get. There's not too many people touching on, the kind of information that I talk about, as you guys already know. And it's tough to really find exactly what you're looking for or get the answers you want put in a way that you can really understand and then go forward with your own research. So this is what I try to do. But the reincarnation factor is just something that it's been talked about forever. I mean, everywhere you go, you find it. When you really start to dig into ancient civilizations, they was fixated on the sun, the woman, and reincarnation. Plain and simple. You're going to find it everywhere. The serpent as well. That's the one they try to hide the most. The serpent is everywhere. The dragon is everywhere. This is stuff that you can't escape. What happened, as we're getting into an ancient history series, and the same thing with the biblical series, is you're going to be able to see the change over of history that these Europeans did, that the Greeks and the Romans did. The changeover is what basically confused everybody. It's what has everything out of whack. And that's this turnover of history and knowledge, which is why when you pay attention, even when you look at Lucifer, the light bearer, has to do with illumination, the Illuminati, or what have you. What is this stuff all about? Secret society, Satanism. When you get into it deep, it's about what? Esoteric knowledge. Knowledge, plain and simple. To get to its simplest point. Everything that we talk about, everything that we're digging into, they are touching on as well, and it has to do with knowledge. Knowledge is the key. Knowledge is power, plain and simple. So they understand that the truth, which is Ma'at, which is everything, is the true power. It's how you're going to be able to get to where you need to be and do what you want. So those who seek knowledge and those who get the knowledge are also seeking the truth. And you'll see that once you have truth, once you are going forward with this knowledge and seeking it, everything just unravels, everything is revealed. And when you have truth and the course that you are living, your life, when you have truth in your life and yourself, and you're going on your path with truth, everything just works out for you. And I always try to be an example of that to people and let people know that everything that I've done to get to this point of success, I've just done so truthfully and just walked in truth and did what I need to do truthfully and been true to myself and true to my goals. And as long as you don't cheat yourself and you follow your plan and you meditate on what you don't understand and you seek what you don't understand, everything will work out. So now what you're going to find out when you start going through all that, the knowledge and, reincarnation, everything is going to come to a point of balance. That's everything. It's going to come to that point of balance. And you're going to see that in everything that you're trying to do requires some form of balance. And the whole thing is, what exactly are you trying to balance? Some people are trying to balance a beatdown or a bullet, slavery or servitude, jail or servitude, I should say. Some people are trying to balance, work or homelessness. It's just, what are you trying to balance? And some things should not be on the scale at all. plain and simple. So, and this is what they've given us. You know, it's rigged from the start. The things that you should be trying to balance is not even in position to be put on the scale. So what are you putting on your scale? What are you trying to balance? Either you're trying to go to work and survive, or you're trying to be free. You know, you're trying to be, you know, wealthy or what have you. You're trying to balance. People trying to balance the wrong thing. And everything that we look at, everything that we're trying to figure out, all information and knowledge that we seek in, we fail to realize that everything that we need is in us. And that's the key to it all. And that's what the Bible is trying to tell you. That's what everything is trying to tell you. Everything that you need is within yourself. Balance it. You got to balance yourself first, plain and simple. So even if, you know, you're dealing with any type of problems, let's just say people trying to wake up, some people trying to figure out the truth about something. In order for you to even do that, you still got to go within yourself. You're trying to get out of religion. You're trying to do something as far as spiritually, you still got to go within yourself. Even for everybody who is not awakened yet, people who we trying to get to join the so-called revolution and to wake up or what have you, they still have to go within themselves and change their own minds. Everything is within you. Anything you're trying to do, you have to go in first. You have to go in and fix what's wrong with you in order to move forward. And it's no kind of outside physical thing or material thing that's going to help you do that. And a lot of people think it's going to be money, it's going to be some kind of person or what have you that's going to do it. It's ultimately going to come down to you. So once you have that balance within yourself, then you have to balance the fact that, you know, you have to deal with the material world, which is why I always say it's not just spiritual, it's material as well. There's a balance of both, but it starts with you first. You have that balance first. Then you have to balance the fact that you are in this material world and you have to deal with it. How are you going to do that? You know, you have to deal with the fact that you got bills to pay. You got to deal with the fact that you're going to die. You have to deal with the fact that, you know, people who you love is going to die. That you can't pay your bills. That you're not where you want to be. So how you choose to deal with it, how you choose to balance it, you know, it's going to determine where you're going to go in the future, what your future is going to be, how your reality is going to be. You got to take control of it. It's just that simple. So I get a lot of questions from a lot of you guys about reality and about, you know, life issues and stuff that we all go through. And a lot of people think it's just something that they need to do in the world physically, you know, to put themselves in the right position to be successful. And as I talked about in Personal Economic Series, that first video was really about you, getting your mind right and understanding what you need to, how you need to be thinking right now. Seriously, you know, you have to change your whole thought process and really figure out what you want exactly, because a lot of people still don't know what they want to do. Reincarnation should be the last thing on a lot of people's mind. I know a lot of people think about that. I got so many questions. I was shocked about, you know, how many people was talking about the same thing with reincarnation. And to anybody that's still hung up on that, you really need to don't stress about it so much. Really still focus on yourself and getting to where you want to be at in this, you know, this world right now, because, you know, balancing that out, having the physical things, the material things that's going to make your energy or make you feel, you know, better. It's real easy for people to just say, forget this stuff, you know, forget about this stuff, focus on spirituality. You can't do that. It's just something that you cannot do at this time. You can't just, like I said, get butt naked and walk out in the woods and live off the land. Your mind won't let you do it. So you have to figure out that balance. And once you do that, you know, things just start to really open up for you. So we talked about in our meditation 2 about how meditation is to basically program your subconscious, to basically, you know, program your consciousness to really allow you to be able to make the right decisions and go in the direction that you want to go.